Hello and welcome to Pseudocode. In case you guys don't know me, my name is Yogita and I'm a software engineer at Kareem. Since you guys have requested a lot about LLD resources, and as I have already announced that there is going to be a course on LLD this year, but still we plan to do a mock interview to help you guys understand how LLD interviews go in real life. We have a very exciting guest on our channel, and she's also the first female engineer guest on our channel. It's Kirti Purswani. She is a very talented software engineer and even a more talented creator. She works at Intuit, and you must have already seen her channel, Kirti Purswani. If you have not, I have linked the channel in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe to her channel. So it's a very simple problem. We just have to design an app. Okay, you can think that it would be used on phone or on iPad. You can think about it as a desktop app also, because it will be connected to your a fitness device. So it's a fitness app, right? You just have to design the app for showing the metrics that it is tracking. So you don't have to worry about how it will track the metrics like steps and heartbeat and workout time, etc. You just can assume that you are getting all that data from a tracker or a fitness device, and you have to design that app for the desktop or for the phone, so where a user can see, like log in into that app and see their history and whatever they have done in past few days and see some insights, etc.
Okay. So I can black box how we are getting the data, like particular data, like
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And plus, I guess there will also be some ways to analyze, like get the graphs or data for past 1 month, 1 week, and so on. So I can black box that as well. That okay.
That as well, right?
That
Right.
as well. Okay. Okay, so as a functionality, you just want me to get the data, show it, analyze it, right? Anything?
Right.
Okay. So what else I can do in this tracker? Like you want me to sort of send reminders that you can do this better. Like suppose they can be also, for example, the person is drinking less. Suppose he or she is tracking the amount of water he or she is drinking. So should there also be like reminders that every hour you should read, or notifications to take care of your health or eat, or things like calorie tracker or things like that also should be there?
Right. So we can have like basic metrics that it will track. The app will track first the number of steps the person has walked in a day. Then the app will track. So yeah, you can maybe write number of steps in a day. Then the calories burned in a day,
Okay.
and minutes, number of minutes a person has worked out for that day. How the app will track the number of minutes, that the tracker, the device will track, and it will send the data to the desktop. Okay, and next we can track the average heartbeat throughout the day.
Okay.
So these are the four metrics that we are going to track. And since you talked about water intake, maybe we can include that as well, like the person can log in, like track or put in the water intake per day. So all these metrics are per day. uh, Now, as far as the features go, so we can have two kinds of features. One would be like positive rewards, that if like they can set goals, like a person can set goals and rewards will be given. Rewards will be like shown or given, like added to the user profile if they have uh, reached the goals, or they have like done more than their goals. And second will be like pick up motivations, or like you can do this, or you are very close. That we can give when they are very close to their goal. Let's say we can keep a number. If they are 80% close to their goal, we will give them a pick up motivation notification, sort of like you are very close, just walk 1 more kilometer and you will be closing your goal, like that. And third would be like again, this would also be motivation, but this would be notification if they are severely like far away from their goal. For example, let's say you are supposed to drink 8 glasses of water in a day, but you have only logged 2 glasses. So then you can give them a reminder that maybe you should take care and have like drink more water. Or maybe you haven't moved at all today, try considering a quick walk or something like that. So I think these three are the main ones, and these rewards will be attached to the user itself. Like a user can have like say 5 rewards, 6 rewards, and every day there will be rewards collected. So we can show a cumulative count of rewards the user has.
Okay, and these rewards are in terms of some points which can be converted into monetary value later or anything like that, or just rewards.
Yeah, we can actually do that. Like if you like someone crosses 1,000 points, we can keep the rewards in terms of points. And if someone passes 1,000 points, maybe they get a voucher or something, or they get something off on a healthy food or something like that.
Got it, got it. Okay. Uh, and so calorie calculation will also, can I black box that as well? Because so I will have minutes of workout, I will have steps, I will have heartbeat. So there will be like a device or a system which will calculate the number of calories burnt and give them to me, right?
Right. The only thing that the desktop app would have to do is like maybe they have to poll certain times of day for that data, like maybe per minute or maybe per 15 minutes, so that this data keeps getting updated as the user is moving and the device is tracking the data.
Got it, got it. And this motivation part, so this can be in various forms, right? One can be like we can just send reminders, or like maybe like sort of a write up sort of thing that do something, or maybe your friend has done something like this. So the motivation can be in various terms. And since I mentioned the friend part, do you also want like multiple users to be able to connect as friends and compare each others and have competition and things like that, or concentrate only on like per person thing?
Yeah. So I was going to mention having like sharing of activity and then competing with friends, but also I didn't want to take a lot of time from your end in order to do that. So maybe we can right now note it down as an extended feature, that once we are done with these features that we have written in extended features, we are going to add the sharing, that like you can share your activity with your friend and your friends can share with you. So basically friends can follow each other for their activities, and once they have followed each other, they will be notified like your friend has completed a run, or your friend has completed the water goal today. So both of them will be notified about each other's activity, and when then later on they can challenge each other also, like I'm going to do complete this challenge today, are you up for it, and like that.
Right, right. So that actually becomes sort of like a whole different system, because there'll be users, they'll follow each other, there will be followers and competitions, like one can generate, then ranking. So it itself can be a lot of things. So let's leave that for now and concentrate on the rest. Yeah.
Exactly, we can come to it later, and we can keep it for like if we are left with some time.
Okay. Okay, got it. So there are rewards, there is motivation. Now, you in motivation, you said there are two possibilities. One is when the person is close to the goal, and one is when the person is severely away from the goal. So that itself can vary, right? So maybe an admin or someone can set those things, the settings or configurations, that okay, if this much is the time gap, send a notification or something like that, right? So you might want to have like configurations.
Right. And you're absolutely right that configurations should sit with the system and not with the user, because otherwise user can tamper with it, right? The user can say, even if I'm 50% close to my goal, send me motivation notes, right? No, so we don't want to do that. We want the system or the desktop app itself to have that, to set these configurations, that when the user is 80 or 90% close to the goal, set send the motivational quotes. If they are 10-20%, then try to send them pick up notes, like you can do this, like that. And if they have completed, then send the rewards or assign them rewards.
Okay, so all the notifications will be configured by the system itself, or is it also possible that the user can say that, you know what, remind me to take 10,000 steps, so every hour remind me to move or something like that? So user can set a few configurations himself or herself, or all the configurations will be in the hand of system and user doesn't have the flexibility.
Yeah, we can have like reminder setting part from the user end, but we can offload it to the device itself which they are using, and not towards the desktop app. However, in the desktop app itself, user can come and always change their goals. Like they can set their goals to, let's say, 10,000 steps a day or 20,000 steps a day. Obviously they cannot go beyond a certain limit, like they cannot set their goal as 1,000 steps a day. So there will be a minimum limit, but they can actually change their goals to a maximum limit. So users can configure their goals, but not the settings for the motivational notifications.
Okay, and this goal will be corresponding to each of these. We have taken 5 parameters, right? Steps, calories,
Right.
minimum workout, heartbeat, water intake. So will it be like a 1:1 relationship of each goal with these parameters?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So there are going to be 4 goals here. One will be the step goal, then there will be calorie goal, then there will be workout goal, and then there will be water intake goal. Obviously heartbeat cannot be set as a goal because it is not in the control. So yeah, so the user will have 4 goals.
Yeah, okay, got it. Okay. Do you want me to roughly start talking about the entities? Do you think we have good enough requirements and we can add on later, or you want me to deep dive more?
No, I think we have good enough requirements. It's just you can also maybe note down the analytics that you will show, because even though the fetching of analytics is going to be black box, but we should write in terms of requirements what are the analytics that we are going to show.
Okay, so analytics can be like matrix of past 1 month, 1 week, something like that. The progress, like maybe percentage progress, like now it can be in positive or in negative, like so whatever changed, right?
So I think we can show weekly and monthly graphs, one for each goal. So like weekly graph for steps, calories, workout minutes, and water intake. Similarly, monthly graphs for both. And also we can show so let's say the user has set 4 goals, right? And every day the user meets two out of 4 goals or 3 out of 4 goals. So we can show a graph weekly and monthly for the number of goals as well. Like you have completed, so let's say one day the goal completion is 50%, like overall one day it is 75%, and so on.
Okay, so one is per goal and one is number of goals.
Right. And one more analytics that we can also show is the average heartbeat throughout the week and throughout the month, just so that user gets to know the patterns of their fitness.
Got it, makes sense. Anything else you would like me to take into requirements, or does it look good?
No, I think we are good with the requirements.
Okay, take care. I'll roughly start talking about the classes and we can maybe enhance them, right? So we'll get started with the classes now, okay? So I'm thinking one major class, so if I have to start with, will be goal. Okay, so although there are like 4 goals now, we have to keep the flexibility that people can add it later, right? So there will be a class called goal, and there will be another class for parameters. Okay, so now as you mentioned, heartbeat will not have a goal while others will. So each parameter will sort of have a flag that this has a goal or not. Right, so it is so it will be like it can either have 0 to 1 goal, so sort of relation, right? So every parameter can have.
By parameter, do you mean steps and calories? These are parameters. Okay, so maybe we can name them as health metrics or just metrics, like metrics.
Okay, right. Now each of these metrics can have 0 goals or 1 goal.
Right, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So now in this metrics also, okay. Now there will be another class for analytics, obviously. Okay.
Right.
And okay, and I'm just noting down all the classes now, and we can see how we can make them better, right?
Yeah.
And so goal will also have rewards, right? So it will be sort of like a composition relationship. As soon as a goal is created, we always keep calculating the rewards, sort of thing.
Right.
So each.
Yeah, go ahead.
So rewards will be for goals only, right? Not for metrics. So that is why I have made it like from goal. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that's very good point. Rewards are dependent on goals actually. Like if goals are completed, there will be a reward. So reward doesn't depend on metrics, but it depends on goals.
So if we see in terms of object-oriented design, that's like a composition relationship because reward is like strongly coupled with goal.
Yeah, reward cannot exist without goal.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Motivation will also be for a goal, right? Just like rewards. So we will have motivation also, like rewards only. It will be associated with goal.
Right.
Okay, so we have rewards, we have motivation, we have goal. So now there's obviously the user class, right? So for which all of this exists. Later we can always have like multiple users and we can see how they talk within each other. Then there is a system. So system will do the calculations and send notifications. So all of that will be done by system.
Right.
Right? Okay. That looks fine to me. Those are
This looks good so far. For analytics, so let's say, let's try to imagine the analytics page. So when we will have analytics page, we will have like, let's say 2 tabs in that, weekly and monthly. And in weekly and monthly also there are many like different like weekly steps and weekly calories, monthly steps and monthly calories. So would you want to keep everything in one class, or do you want to think about it a bit more and change the way the data will be stored in different classes?
So as you're saying that it will always be like have weekly, monthly, all of that, right? So we can keep it as an interface and like we can implement weekly analytics and monthly analytics because the calculation will anyway be different, although the data will be same. So interface can have functions like get data or calculate average or calculate something, and the other implementations which will be weekly basis, monthly basis can be in that. So tomorrow if we want like a quarterly thing also, we can just implement again this interface and add to that, right? So it is also extensible, it's flexible, right?
Yeah, that is what I wanted to discuss. Like what if, I mean, you yourself brought up that point which I was about to add later on, that what if we want quarterly analytics as well.
Yes.
So having analytics as an interface will actually solve that problem. So good point there.
And as you said, so not just weekly, monthly, there is also like sort of like number of goals and per goal you want to keep, right? So I am thinking that since it is per goal, so I am thinking maybe analytics can have sort of some data structure. We can think about what data structure, but some data structure, and corresponding to each goal there can be like separate analytics, right? Because we know that corresponding to each goal we have to do the analytics.
Okay. Maybe I think there maybe there is a confusion in that requirement. So when I said goal analytics for goals, so let's say there are 4 goals, right, that a user can complete in a day, right? So let's say for 7 days, out of 7 days, one day he or she has completed 4 goals. Second day 3 goals. Third day 4 goals. Fourth day 2 goals, like that. So we will get numbers like this: 4 3 2 1 4, right? So we have to show all these numbers. So I don't think we have to store anything per goal there. It's just total number of goals completed in a day, and that we have to show for week and for month.
Okay, so I've noted actually 2 things. One was number of goals and one is per goal. So number of goals is what you just mentioned. I thought per goal is also like, so it's one thing only. We don't need to do that, right?
No, we don't need. So that's why I'm saying we can cut that off, that we don't need per goal. Only number of goals, summary for a week and month is good enough.
Okay. Another thing I would like to point out is that, as you said, we have to also track average heartbeat, right? Which is a metric which does not have goal. So what we can do is, instead of mapping analytics to goals, we can map it to metrics, and
Metrics.
or maybe it's a design decision that only if metrics doesn't have like a goal, that means it won't have the weekly and the monthly thing, so it can have average. So maybe that can be like completely separate. So there can be two types of analytics. One of metrics separate, like which don't have goals, and one can be separate for those have goals. So for the ones which have goals, they can be weekly and monthly, and for the ones which don't have goals, we can just create like calculate the average and show that. So do you think that's
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, the design decisions that you mentioned, that either we keep the analytics same, and on the basis of whether it has a goal or not, we show the data, or we keep analytics for two types of things. We keep analytics for goals and analytics for metrics. So, what would you like to go with? Like, do you want to go with this approach, analytics for metrics and analytics for goals?
So according to me, like personally, I think everything should be very, very flexible and we can always extend it. But if we keep like two separate types of things, what if tomorrow there is a more complex goal that we want to add, which does not always have like a goal value? Sometimes it's a metric, sometimes it's a goal. Maybe there can be any example. Or tomorrow some third type thing comes where we have to show something else. So I think instead of that, it is better to keep it in one place so that we don't divide it and tomorrow adding something becomes little harder.
Right. So you want to make it more generic and flexible rather than making it specific.
Yes.
Okay.
I would
Yeah,
personally do
that sounds about. Yeah, that sounds about right, because anyway there would be pros and cons of any way that we go. And you are right that there can be more analytics, there can be more features added, and there can be metrics, because these are very basic metrics that we have started with. There can be more as well. So I think that it's a good decision to go with that approach, but we can go with another as well. Everything has their upsides and downsides, so that's fine.
Okay. Got it. That looks fine to me. And okay, so these are the major classes that we have made. Do you want me to go ahead and make like a class diagram, or you want me to dive
Yeah.
more into the details?
Yeah, I think we can go with class diagram. Like, do you want to clear the board and go with class diagram, or do you want to
I clear
utilize?
this part. Like we have classes written, so I can probably clear the requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, is there any like time of the day where we should like? So you said this is per day, right? So any time of the day where we should log like, okay, this is the active day or something like that. Sleep, or we have to track only among this time. Nothing like that, right? I don't have to make it more complicated.
No. Like, because I said that we can the desktop app can actually poll for the data from the device, like say every minute or every 15 minutes. It will just keep polling that, and we didn't keep sleep on purpose in the whole question, because it will make things a little more complicated. So right now, let's not worry about it.
Okay, it just struck me that maybe I should have asked this. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's perfectly fine to ask clarifying questions, but yeah, let's not complicate it. We can keep it simple for now.
Okay. So we have a goal class over here, right? Now, now in goal, there can be statuses of goal. Maybe I can have an enum for that. So goal can be something that has already been achieved, like or close to goal, or away from goal, which can be used to make the decisions whether to send the notification or not. As you said, you want separate behavior, right? So maybe I can have an enum. So there can be an enum for status of goal, which can be achieved, not yet started, not completed. So also goals are per day. So maybe the person did not complete it at all, and next day when we are
Yeah.
seeing the analytics, the status will be not completed or not achieved,
Not completed.
right?
Right.
Not started. Or worst case, there can be something wrong with the tracker and it has not been tracked. So always good to have another status as not tracked, or
Right.
data not available, so that in case
Yeah.
something is wrong, we have the status.
That's a good example of catching the edge cases. Like, what if the tracker is not working? So that's a good point.
So those are the possible statuses of the goal: achieved, not started, not completed, not tracked, or ongoing. Matlab, it's happening right now, or in progress, sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you want to keep something for like closer to the goal or something like that?
Right. So close to like finish, or close to starting, something like that. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now in goal, I will have the status of goal, which will be of the type enum, and also they can be like an integer, like in percentage. We can track the progress of the goal till now. Like has it been like 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, like that. So
Right.
when we update this progress, we will automatically check if the status has to be updated, and that's when we will update the status of the goal.
Right.
Right.
So you will keep a mapping of the progress percentage to the status.
Yes.
Okay.
To keep the calculation easier, like there will be a function inside the goal class itself to calculate status corresponding to the progress. Now, to avoid the calculation again and again, we could sort of like have a hash map. Now, this hash map could have like for this percentage to this percentage, this is the status. For this percentage to this percentage, this is the status. Something like that. And tomorrow, say if someone wants to change the configuration, like close to finish or close to starting, so in that function also, while calculating, we can get the configuration from a configuration class, so they can be another configuration class.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm not writing, like, because of the space, so I'm not writing that function. But so basically what will happen, corresponding to progress, we will return status, and that status will be calculated either from hash map, and like we can always get the configuration from the configuration.
Okay. Yeah.
And we can always have something like now, so just talking a bit about the configuration class also. So now suppose I'm how often can the configuration be updated? Now we can have something like it is updated only once a day. So maybe I like once I have calculated the hash map values, I don't keep calculating it again and again within the day or within a month or something like that. So
That's a valid point. Yeah.
yeah, so maybe we can have something like when was it last updated, and that's just going into too much details, but just sharing that is one possible way to do it.
Right. Right. What? Yeah. So what else would you keep in the goal class other than status and progress?
Other than status progress, so it will have rewards. So rewards will be, so there are, okay, so now rewards can be mapped either to goal. So basically how many rewards did the person get from this goal, particular goal. Okay, also corresponding to the user, they will be like rewards and motivation, because I think this is something we might want to track, that how many rewards have been achieved by the user, or how much motivation does he or she need, something like that. So
Yeah.
so this would be like the total of all the goals. So a user class will have all the goals, right? So whenever like
Exactly.
a goal is finished or entered, like whenever a new goal is created or a goal is removed, we can always calculate this rewards and motivation from this rewards and motivation. Like from that particular rewards and motivation, we can calculate the user's total rewards and motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as users have the data of goals and goals have data of rewards and motivation, this mapping is good enough. I was just wondering that in the actual goal itself, how are we going to in the actual goal itself, like for example, you have to set goal for steps like 4,000 steps a day, right? So how will we map that metric to the goal?
Okay, got it. That is something, I'm sorry, I did not consider that. So we
No,
have
it's
to,
fine.
so they can be like So if it is in progress, like we need something to compare it against, right? So what I was thinking is that when I'm calling this progress function, basically tracker is updating this, maybe like polling and tracking it. I should have probably mentioned, but what I was thinking that instead of keeping it separately. Okay, so one is progress, that is how much is finished, and one will be the total, like basically the goal
The value itself.
right?
So yeah, exactly. So the value itself would be one property of the goal. So like let's say 10,000 is the value for the goal, and the metric is steps, and the progress will have the actual value.
Okay, then we
Unless you want to keep this data somewhere else, we can totally discuss the ideas.
Okay. And I was thinking, as you said, so there will be a value, there will also be a different unit for each goal. So maybe I can have another enum which keeps units or values, something like that. So we can have those data types to keep it easier. Right? So because this progress will always be in percentage, so it will be easier to calculate from this unit.
Right.
Right. So, but do I need to go into that much detail, or is it okay?
No. We like this. This looks good enough. We can move on to other classes.
Okay. So there is metrics now. Okay. I would like to make a change over here. Okay. So there will be an interface class, and goal and metrics will sort of implement it. So status, progress, so rewards, motivation will be part of goal only, but value, unit, status will also be part of goal, but there will be some common things, right? So goal has to do tracking, but there will be like value, unit, and how much is finished, that much, and those all values will need to be in metrics as well. So they can be an interface. Now I'm thinking what to call it.
No problem. Take your time.
Maybe I could call this interface as goal, and instead of calling this as goal, it can be like no, but it makes sense to call it goal only. I don't know what to call it. Like, what do we call metrics and goal? Like, what is the parent of that?
Maybe we can call it activity, and activity like matrix will be like steps, and workout is an activity, and goal and steps are also an activity.
Maybe. I'm not sure if that is the best way, but we can always. Yeah.
Doesn't look like the best way to me also, but if you are planning to make it an interface, maybe we can put it under activity.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it makes sense to have an interface, and like as we were discussing, tomorrow there might be like a third type of like goal activity, right? Like metrics, goal, something that
can.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can always do from here. So this activity will have value, unit, and also what is the current value, maybe always, so that if anyone wants to check the current value or how much has been done. So here I was calling it progress, but current value makes sense to like make it more generic for activity, right? Now goal will add on, like on this interface it will also add on these properties, status, progress, rewards, motivation. So this is what will be added to the goal part.
Yeah. Do you want to keep the name of the metric and goal as well, like steps and calories?
Right. So this will be like calorie, average heartbeat. So metrics will be heartbeat, and goal can be calories, steps. What was the third one? Calories, steps.
Workout, minutes of workout.
Minutes of workout. Right. So metrics and goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just one thing here. Do you think calories, steps, and workout are also metrics, but they do have a goal attached to them? So heartbeat, calories, steps, and minutes of workout are all metrics, except that heartbeat doesn't have a goal attached to it, but calories, steps, and workout has steps goal attached to it.
So you're saying that instead of doing it like this, it should have been like this. So this would be metrics and this would be goal. And this would be activity. Like goal would be derived from metrics.
Yeah.
No, but actually, what you have drawn also makes sense. So I mean, it's not right or wrong. It's just a different approach of looking at it. But I think that whatever you have described right now, like matrix, heartbeat, and goals, it makes sense for now.
Okay.
So we can go with the first approach.
Okay, so I did think of this, but since in the discussion we did think that it is a possibility that they can be both of this and like a combination or something that we are not aware of. That is why I thought of that.
Yeah, totally aligned, because I also think that if there is a third thing, then having activity as an interface would be a better design to go with. So I agree with you there.
Okay, great. Happy. Okay. So goal is done, metrics is done. Analytics, I think we already sort of discussed quite a bit about it. So maybe we can come back to it and do the rest first, because we already discussed that weekly, monthly will derive from analytics and all that.
Right. If you want to draw the classes for user system and config, if you think these will take less time, we can do that. Or if you want to go forward with writing code or the full class diagram, we can do that as well.
You are the interviewer, you tell me. I can do both.
Okay. I think we can write 2 more classes, user and config. We can let go of system, and then we can write code for 1 class.
Okay, got it. Okay. I'll rub this.
Yeah. We can rub this. Yeah.
Okay. So user, right? So now user will have goals. Now the question can be that which data structure to use to store these goals. Like a very simple thing that comes to my mind can be vector itself, because we don't need them sorted in any way, so it doesn't make sense to store them in a set or a BST or anything. We can't store them in a hash map also or anything like that. It makes sense to just keep a simple vector, right?
Yeah. We might need. Actually, you're right. We wouldn't need goals to be like shown in a chronological order or according to time or anything. Just a count would be enough.
Yes, that's one. Yeah. So goals, and this is a vector of goals. So and also there are like rewards, motivation. So what happens every day there is like a goal. Okay, now user can, so there will be functions like add goal, where the person can add the goal. Then there can be update goal, like edit the maybe the final goal, the number of steps that they want to track in a day. Okay, so that will be one case. And as soon so at the end of the day, maybe at say 12 o'clock or something like that, so we can have a design that every day, once the goal is finished, like the day is done, because we are doing it per day. So once that is done, we will take the goal, we will like basically empty out our vector and take all the values that were there in that earlier, and keep track of only rewards and motivation. Now it is up to us, like, because we also want to show the analytics, right? So maybe we can send the data to the analytics like before. So every night, like, we can have a function that starting a new day sort of thing, right? So when this start day happens, what will happen is that we will send the data to analytics class, and we will calculate the total rewards and motivation of the user, and we will update these two values, and we will refresh all the values for the next day.
Right. Do you want to refresh only motivation, or do you want to refresh rewards also? Like, do you want to keep rewards and motivation only for per day, and that's why you want to clear it every day, right?
So user I think should have like in total rewards and in total motivation, right? Or you want it to be per day? Maybe in total can be in analytics and here can be per day.
Yeah.
So that's what I understood from what you have designed. Like, we will keep rewards and motivation per day, and then once we send it to analytics, we clear it out.
Yeah, that also is a way to deal with it. Another way to deal with it is to keep the total, just add to the rewards and motivate, like keep adding and don't clear it out, like how we are clearing the vector of goals.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what I wanted to understand. So you want to keep adding to rewards and motivation, and also at the end of the day, you want to update the analytics with whatever the count you have updated.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I think we are good with the class diagram here, and since we have less time left, about 3 to 5 minutes left, we can you can pick any class that you feel comfortable with, and you can just write code for that one class. The idea here is to see that how you write code for a class, so it's up to you to pick a class.
Can you please quickly pick up a class for me? It will make things simpler for me.
Okay. Okay, let's would you be comfortable with config class?
Config class. Okay, because we haven't looked at it till now.
Yeah, so that way we'll cover the functionality as well.
Okay, sorry. Okay, great. So in configuration, we have to keep the parameters like what is close to the finish goal, how is like far from the finish goal. So let's say close to finish is 0 to 50, and close to start is 0 to 50, and close to finish is 50 to 100. I'm just keeping it very simple for the quick discussion, right? So they can be flags. So usually configurations are always better to be like kept in flags purposes. So so that like there can't be mistakes like data type mistakes and all those don't happen in the configurations. So it is a good practice to try to keep it a flag like configurations as much as we can, right? Or we can
Sorry, go ahead.
please go on.
No, go ahead.
So it's not a necessary thing. I was just saying that it's a very subjective thing, but I'm just saying that it would make things easier. Like there are less chances of things going wrong, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was adding on to that the point that you have mentioned, that configuration classes, it's a better practice to keep flags so that we don't have manual errors or mistakes. So I just wanted to point it out to the viewers that this is a point to note whenever you are designing the configuration classes, because configuration classes can be common to many other systems as well.
Right. Okay, great. I'm glad you agree. Okay. So there is a class configuration. Okay. So now I could actually have this. So all the configurations can be maybe stored in a hash map. That's the easiest way to do it because every key will have a value. But now the complexity comes over here that the value will be of what data type, because usually like we have to mention, right? We can't keep it very flexible. So I'm thinking there can be types of configurations also, like so key will have maybe string. So I have never designed a configuration class, it's my first time, so I'm just thinking it out loud. So the values can be strings, integers, or flags, something like that, right? So maybe they can be these types of configurations. So maybe they can be an enum for type of configuration. Right now, this type will be which will correspond to a key, and key will I think always be
Will have value.
yeah. So value will be of this type, and key can always be a string.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I am making an unordered map. Okay, and it will be like string. And this enum, so type of config. So I am just going to call it configs. Okay. Now the functions that will be there, I'm just so this will be private, but I can always have getter, setter. Although like I don't think it is a good practice to have getter setter of this configs, because this should be completely managed by only this class. So I don't think we should have a getter setter of this, or anyone should be able to access it. So it makes sense to like make it private.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Now when I'm making it public, I can, so now public functions will be edit a particular configuration, which will which will be fairly simple. It will like just in this map corresponding to this key value, just update the value, right? Now again there will be error exception handling in that the value has to be of this type, otherwise it did not happen. So we can always have logging or exception handling in place to handle that, right? So there is edit config, then we can always add configurations. Now another question can be, do we really want to have delete configuration or not? Because usually we just add configurations to a system and never really delete. But just to keep it more flexible, let's just have it, like just in case. So just
Or we can have a soft delete configuration. Like we want to mark it as delete, but we don't want to get rid of it altogether from the memory. So we can just have a flag and mark it soft delete. But that's just a suggestion. If you don't want to keep delete, that's also fair enough, because usually configurations are like extendable. Like we keep on adding configurations and don't delete it. So it's okay.
To add to, since we are already discussing this, there can also be something like we don't want this configuration to be editable we don't want it to be editable from now on, but we want it to be there, the value is there, it was editable earlier, but now we don't want it to be editable. So in that case, having instead of so as you mentioned soft delete, so what it would do is it would so in the edit function it would always make a check. So maybe we can have another vector or something, or a map which will have all the configuration values which now cannot be edited, something like that.
Yeah, we can make them immutable, mark them as immutable, that this cannot be changed.
Yes. So in editing we can always check that and then we can do it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So we can edit config, we can add config, and we can do some calculations. So calculate. No, I don't want to keep calculations inside configuration, because calculation should be something that should always be done outside. Like configuration should have only this much, I think. Is there anything I'm missing, or anything you want?
No. I was about to point out that maybe calculation is not needed here, but then you corrected yourself here without my hint, which is a very good thing to do in an interview. And I think we are done pretty much here, and I think we are over time as well, because we have completed everything like class diagram as well as the code here. We can come back to the feedback part now. So I think that your approach was very organized. You tried to lay down the requirements in the initial stage, and you asked a lot of clarifying questions, which gives me an idea that you tried to understand the problem first before jumping to the solutions. And second thing that I really liked was that you were very communicative. You were thinking out loud. Even if you knew some things or didn't know some things, you were not hesitant about it, and you communicated very clearly. So it just gives me an idea of that you are communicating your thoughts, and you're not trying to say something like that you don't know, or you're not trying to
Fool the interview.
yeah. So that is really I appreciate that. And third, I would like that you were always discussing the reasoning behind your decisions, like whatever decision you were making, that I am making this an interface because I think so, or this is the reason. So it is very good for an interviewer to know that why you're making certain decisions, and if you are very proactive about it, you tell them that this is the reason why I am going with this decision. It just makes their job easier to not dig in and ask. So that is also a good quality while interviewing. And finally, I think that you did realize the issues that you might have had, or a minor mistake that you might have made, and you very quickly went back and said that, okay, no, I want to change it. Similarly, in the last part also, you yourself said that, no, I don't want to keep calculate here. So this is a very, very big positive, that you realized your mistake on your own, and you correct it. So everybody makes mistakes in interviews. Even I make hundreds of mistakes, but it is a good quality to identify it and correct it. If you do that, you're good. So I think overall this was a very good interview, and I would obviously love to have a engineer like you to work with me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, now the other way around. Like, how did you feel about the interview? Were you nervous or were you comfortable?
Initially, obviously, I was nervous because interviewing on YouTube is obviously hard, and this is my second or third system design interview in my entire life. And I had never thought of this, and there was so much that we discussed for the first time. As I said, I had never really discussed like a configuration class. I had never even thought of it. I never had to design it like in my real work. So it was very new, and sort of health tracker is something that I did not think of. So I thought of multiple possible questions that you could have asked me, but this was something that I did not think of at all. So really nice on that. And I thought I think that it was very communicative. It was like a proper discussion that really happens in office, right? Because we discussed the pros and cons. So it sort of gives the vibe of how really we make decisions in office. And I feel that's how really interviews should be, because we are trying to think whether we can work with this person in real or not, right? So when we discuss and we see how the person is reasoning, is the person communicative, it really helps. And you were not trying to be hard on me. Like, I honestly did not think of rewards and competitions and all of that, because initially I was a little struck that okay, what all things can be there in health tracker. It did not strike me immediately, but once you made me sort of comfortable and I started thinking of points that okay, this can be a possibility, that can be a possibility, because this is something I had never thought about this system earlier. So thank you so much for all the help.
I'm really glad, and I really appreciate your idea here to do this live and to do this in a way that we don't know about the questions, because this actually gives a real idea to the viewers that this is how real interview goes. And one point that I forgot to mention, that you came up with the idea of extended features on your own. Like you said that do you want to have like sharing with friends and everything. So this just gives me an idea that you know about what could be done with the app, and you are how it can be enhanced. And I think that's all what an interviewer is looking for, like to have candidates or have engineers with whom they can work on their day-to-day life, because interview is just a small simulation of that. So overall I think this was really great, and I hope we have created value for the viewers also. So thank you for spending time with us, Kirti. It really means a lot to me as well as the channel.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a privilege to be here.
So guys, I hope that you liked this mock interview video and you have had so much to take away from it. And please do note that this is how real interviews happen in real life. It doesn't happen that you are able to do everything in a 45-minute interview and you get everything right, because just like system design interviews, LLD interviews are also very subjective and are more of a discussion towards the design of application or the problem that we are solving. And huge thanks to Kirti for spending her valuable time with us and sharing her knowledge with all of us. Let us know what you liked about this interview and if you would like to see more interviews like this on our channel. Till then, take care. See you in the next video.